I decided after 20 years sitting on the federal bench that I wanted to re-engage with the community. And I wanted to start this Judge Alexander Williams Jr. Center. And we deal with all types of social justice issues that affect disadvantaged and underserved communities. We deal with young people. This boot camp is something that we started last year. And when I look around the room and I see all of the interest, this is exciting. We're going to have a number of workshops. We want to lift up some issues. These issues that we're looking at, some of it deals with structural racism, some of it deals with criminal justice reform, immigration, climate control, police community relations, excessive force, all of these issues. These issues are hot button issues in America right now.
Today is a very special day. It is our Social Justice Bootcamp, and this is where we take theory and create a real-life experience for students across the state of Maryland. Our tagline is being social entrepreneurs, but really it's about helping students learn how to think on their feet and make good decisions.
Today at the University of Maryland, we talked about different topics that affect others, such as gun violence, inequality, racial violence, and knowing your rights and the environment. So the one that stood out to me was knowing your rights, because as a Black person in America, it is such an important thing to know your rights to help you survive, like in traffic stops, in walking stops, and in day-to-day life.
My purpose here today was to really come and focus on what's going on in our Black community and in our Black schools. And when they said that Maryland was a school that we were going to, I just knew I had to come here to try to soak up and get as much information as I can about our Black culture and what's going on in our communities. And Judge Williams definitely gave me a few answers on some of the questions I had.
We were basically learning about our mental and physical health and how it can affect those around us. It takes a community for people to get better. And I just feel like I also learned that health is more of an interesting concept, but it's also terrifying at the same time. Because your health, you can think something of your health, but there are others around you who are going through worse things. And those worst things can affect them and other people, and it just goes around.
Here at the Social Justice Bootcamp, we had different breakout rooms that at the end, we would all come together and present to everybody. So even though we were in different breakout rooms, everybody got a chance to learn everything. I talked to the head of the session, like, personally, and he gave me a lot of tips on how I can make a difference. There's different farm stuff that you can attend to. There's different farming things you can attend to for free and just to help give back to your community.
So what I learned in the Social Justice Bootcamp was how people are affected by poverty, the struggles that they go through when they don't have enough money. So that's important because there are many people who don't have enough money to, for example, buy their groceries, healthcare, stuff like that.
I sit in the gun violence session. One of the things that I love about it is the open and effective communication that everyone was able to have. We didn't have to raise our hands in that session. We respected each other enough to allow one person to speak and then the other person stands up. That's something that we don't see a lot in our classrooms. We often interrupt each other. And just to see the maturity level in that room of how everyone was able to be mature enough to allow the next person to speak.
Today I'm a facilitator. We're talking to high school students about, the public health issue as far as gun violence. As we all know, gun violence is a disease. You know what I mean? Our communities are sick. So it's time to give some information, some data, some lessons to the youth, right? So they can go back into these communities and be informed.
I don't feel like I can move freely in my neighborhood because at a young age, I saw someone get shot, and it's still people getting shot within 0.5 miles from my house. Even though I don't live in a bad neighborhood, but it's around us. Anything could happen anywhere. It doesn't matter where you live.
I love that they were able to articulate how they were feeling. I feel like that's one of the things that's that's motivating in this profession, giving these children or these young adults, the stage to be able to speak what they're going through every day.
Baltimore's getting so bad that they literally celebrate like 1 to 2 days of us not killing each other. That's sad. People be like, oh, it's a celebration. It shouldn't be a celebration.
People are just giving kids guns and selling people guns that shouldn't have guns, and they just run around looking just for fun or just to do it because they don't like them and stuff like that, to be honest. It's like the influence of the people who had the guns and giving the guns is going around and it's getting put into the mouths of people that's younger and people, even that's older, to be honest, and it's affecting them in a negative way. So you just think it's okay to go around killing.
Things that will never get old to me as a professor and as a facilitator today with the Social Justice Bootcamp is these light bulb moments, these moments of affirmation, right? Particularly when I spoke about mitochondrial Eve. Exposing them to information that they've never heard before possibly is just, it's very fulfilling to be real with you.
I can take the knowledge I learned and spread it to everyone else at my school, College Park Academy, and I can just spread what I learned and help them get them involved. I feel like it should be like something like this in every community, like something or like a group that a collaborative discussion. I feel like it should be like one at every neighborhood where kids feel like they have nothing else to do. Oh, let me go here so I can, so I can talk about how I feel about something.
I want to go to the next workshop too, which I'm really excited for, but they bring in these people with these degrees or they specialize in talking about these certain things that we're all affected by. So really, I'm just here to learn some more of the stuff, and I'm all ears.
Some of the things I would like to take away today to speak to my school about are definitely knowing your rights, because that's something all students need to know, because we also learn about rights that we have in school, and also how to care for the environment, because I feel like as the next generation, that's something important for us to know so that we can help this world for the generation that comes after us.
We can take what we learned today and apply it to our communities by just getting out there, because a lot of the times people want to see changes like in their communities, but they're not the ones doing anything to actually make those changes. You got to be the change that you want to see.
A big takeaway for me is that there are definitely things that even people my age can do to prevent gun violence, like even just talking about it, posting about it, and urging people to talk to people instead of going to violence.
It's important to have these type of events because you get to interact with other people, know where they come from and what other experiences that they have that not like other people may have.
What I took away from today's session is a deeper thinking, because me coming from Baltimore, I live in Zone 17, Sandtown, it's a whole lot of gun violence, and it's been a whole lot of gun violence throughout my whole life. So I got a connection from this at the Social Bootcamp, and it really deepened my thought process.
My favorite highlight from today was when we got to make our own house bills in the Knowing Your Rights section. We got to state a problem, and we got to defend our house bill to each other to get it passed.
What I can take from today, definitely, is having more patience with myself and with everybody else. Because what I went through today, what we went through in that room today was I saw a lot of people having patience with the next person, because it takes patience to listen to somebody, to agree to disagree without being upset. That was another thing that really made me smile too, because we don't do that enough. As Black people, we don't sit and listen to each other enough. So that was one of the greatest things that I'm taking back home with me today.
The heart of the center's work is to create a path for the next generation of leaders, thinkers, and doers. Our annual Social Justice Bootcamp brings together rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors to address some of the most pressing issues of our day. Local professionals and members of the University of Maryland College Park faculty lead the boot camp. Stay tuned for more about this game-changing effort. To learn more about this program and others, please visit our website